There comes a moment when you realize this uncomfortable truth. The strongest people in the room are rarely the loudest. They don't argue to prove a point. They don't react to every provocation. They don't explain themselves to feel safe. Most people mistake noise for confidence and emotion for power. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Real mental strength is quiet. It shows up in restraint, in pauses instead of impulses, in decisions made when no one is watching. Anyone can talk about discipline when it's convenient. Anyone can appear confident when they're winning, but only a few can stay composed when they're ignored, challenged, or misunderstood. This video is not about motivation. It's about behaviors most people can't maintain consistently. Because true strength doesn't need to be seen, it only needs to be mastered. Why behavior reveals strength, not words. Anyone can talk about mental strength. Anyone can quote philosophy, post discipline, or claim resilience. Stoicism never judged strength by language. It judged it by behavior under pressure. Words are cheap when emotions are calm. Behavior is expensive when ego is challenged. A strong mind is revealed when no one is applauding, no one is correcting you, no one is watching. What you do in those moments exposes your true level of control. That's why Stoics observed patterns, not promises. They understood a simple truth. Character is repetition, not intention. If someone says they are strong, it means nothing. If they remain composed, disciplined, and restrained consistently, that is strength made visible without a single word spoken. Behavior 1. Emotional non-reactivity under provocation. Weak minds react immediately. Strong minds create space. When insulted, challenged, or disrespected, most people feel compelled to respond. They raise their voice, defend their image, or seek the last word. Stoicism teaches restraint instead. Emotional non-reactivity is not suppression, it is control. A mentally strong person understands this. The moment you react impulsively, you surrender authority over yourself. Provocation is a test, not an attack. By pausing, observing, and choosing silence when necessary, you deny others the power to dictate your state of mind. Most people can practice this for a moment. Very few can maintain it consistently. Behavior 2. Saying no without explaining yourself. Weak minds feel the need to justify every boundary. Strong minds state it and move on. Most people explain because they fear rejection. They want approval, understanding, or permission to choose themselves. Stoicism rejects this instinct. A mentally strong person knows that a boundary does not require a debate. The more you explain, the more you invite negotiation, and negotiation weakens authority. Saying no calmly, without emotion or apology, is not arrogance. It is clarity. If someone respects you, they will respect your decision. If they demand explanations, they were never respecting you, only testing how far they could push. Mental strength is standing firm without overexposure. Behavior 3. Consistency. When no one is watching. Weak minds rely on motivation. Strong minds rely on structure. Anyone can appear disciplined when there is praise, pressure, or an audience. Very few remain consistent in silence. Stoicism values character revealed in private, not performance displayed in public. A mentally strong person does the work even when it feels unnoticed, boring, or inconvenient. They understand that discipline is not fueled by emotion, but by identity. There is no applause for showing up alone, no recognition for staying focused when no one checks. That is why most people drift, and why consistency without validation quietly separates the mentally strong from the rest. Behavior 4. Walking away without needing closure. Weak minds need the final word. Strong minds choose peace. Most people stay in draining situations because they want understanding, apologies, or explanations. Stoicism teaches something harder. Closure is a decision, not a conversation. A mentally strong person recognizes patterns early. When disrespect repeats, they do not argue or chase clarity. They withdraw. Walking away without confrontation is not avoidance, it is discernment. You do not need agreement to protect your dignity. You do not need permission to remove yourself from what disturbs your peace. Most people stay too long trying to be understood. The strong leave when understanding is no longer possible. Behavior 5. Controlling desire. Instead of negotiating with it. Weak minds negotiate with temptation. Strong minds remove it. Most people rely on willpower, arguing with themselves in moments of weakness. Stoicism teaches a cleaner approach. Control the environment, not the impulse. A mentally strong person knows their vulnerabilities. They don't test themselves unnecessarily. They eliminate access to what distracts, drains, or destabilizes them. Desire is persuasive when entertained. It weakens the moment you begin to bargain with it. Mental strength is not resisting endlessly. It is designing a life where resistance is rarely required. That level of discipline looks simple from the outside. In practice, very few can maintain it consistently. Behavior 6. Being misunderstood without correcting the narrative. Weak minds rush to defend their image. Strong minds protect their energy. Most people feel compelled to explain themselves when misjudged. They argue, clarify, and overexpose their intentions. Stoicism teaches restraint. A mentally strong person understands that reputation is unstable, but character is not. They let actions speak over time instead of chasing immediate approval. Correcting every misunderstanding is exhausting and unnecessary. Those committed to misunderstanding you will not be convinced anyway. Silence, consistency, and patience reveal more truth than explanation ever could. Few people can tolerate being misread without reacting. That tolerance is not indifference. It is confidence grounded in self-control. Behavior 7. Choosing long-term. Peace over short-term validation. Weak minds seek relief. Strong minds choose alignment. Most people trade their peace for attention, approval, or temporary comfort. They say yes when they should refuse. They stay connected to what disturbs them because silence feels lonely. Stoicism teaches the opposite. A mentally strong person can tolerate boredom, solitude, and discomfort without reaching for distraction or validation. They understand that peace is not passive. It is protected through deliberate choices. Short-term validation feels good in the moment. Long-term peace feels quiet, but it compounds. Very few people can sit with themselves without external reassurance. Those who can become difficult to manipulate. That is the final form of mental strength. Weak minds react. Strong minds withdraw. Reaction feels powerful in the moment. Withdrawal feels uncomfortable, but it is stronger. Weak minds believe every challenge demands a response. They argue, explain, defend, and exhaust themselves trying to control outcomes. Strong minds recognize a deeper truth. Not every situation deserves access to your energy. Stoicism teaches strategic withdrawal, not avoidance. To step back is to regain control. To disengage is to deny chaos its fuel. Strong minds do not retreat out of fear. They withdraw out of clarity. They understand that distance reveals truth, while constant engagement clouds judgment. Reaction keeps you trapped in other people's frames. Withdrawal restores your own. When you stop reacting, you stop being predictable. And that quiet unpredictability is where real power begins. Mental strength is a daily standard. Mental strength is not a personality trait. It is not something you discover once and keep forever. It is a standard you meet every day or quietly abandon. Stoicism never promised comfort. It demanded consistency. A strong mind is built through small, repeated decisions. choosing restraint over reaction, discipline over impulse, clarity over approval. There is nothing dramatic about this path. That is why most people don't follow it. They look for intensity, they look for motivation, they look for shortcuts. Mental strength is quieter than all of that. It shows up in how you speak, how you withdraw, how you endure boredom, and how you act when no one is watching. If you can live by the same standard on easy days and difficult ones, you become stable. And a stable mind is very hard to control from the outside.